Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review, demo, and swatches on a new eyeshadow palette for you guys. And this is on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I am demoing the look that I did today. It's something a little bit smoky, and if you're wondering what's on my lips, it's the Desi and Katie collection in Sauvage. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into swatches in the demo, and then we'll come back and I'll give you guys my review. Alright guys, so I just realized I wasn't recording, but all I did was take Unity and I buffed it on both eyes, and then I'm going in the shade Lure, which I've done on this side, but now I'm going to do it on this side. And this right here is a cat scratch, where my cat scratched me, so it's not the eyeshadow not blending, that's a scratch. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but I just want to let you guys know that that's what that is. Pop on here real quick. I'm taking some of the NYX glitter glue, and I do this because where I have hooded eyes, if I don't put like some kind of glitter glue when I use a shimmery shade, it'll transfer like way up here. So if you don't have hooded eyes or whatever, you don't have to do this step, but I'm just going to apply this down first, and then I'm just going to come in with the shade Throne, and I'm going to spritz my brush just a little bit with this shade because I'll talk about that in the review using these like shimmer shades. I'm just going to spritz my brush and then apply that shade. Since this look is so intense, I definitely am going to add some false lashes. So I'm going to add some false lashes, mascara, and maybe some green eyeliner, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, now on to the review. The first thing I want to talk about is right now this is still in stock on Anastasia's website. I got it pulled up right here on my phone. So as I'm filming this video, it is still in stock. I know that it was supposed to be at Sephora, but they said that they had some kind of shipping issue, but it is still available at Anastasia's website as of right now. So if you're interested in it after this review, that's where you can get it. I think they said it would be in stores and stuff, and like on Sephora and Ulta's website, was it like the 13th through the 17th, somewhere in there. I know a lot of people were upset. I will be honest, I was one of the people that set my alarm for like 3 o'clock in the morning because they have like the Pacific time, and I'm over here in Virginia, so I was a little bit disappointed. I kept checking it throughout work, but finally I started seeing them commenting and saying that there was a shipping issue that happened. But this is $42, so if you break that down per eyeshadow, you're getting a total of 14 eyeshadows. You get 7 matte shades, and then 7 of what they're calling prismatic metal shades in here. So again, if you break that down, that's like $3 per eyeshadow in here. This says it does just last about 6 months. I will be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Anastasia's. Like, the last palette I had from her was the Self-Made palette, which I think was one of my first videos a couple years ago, and I just didn't really like it. And then I had the one before that had, I think it was like a butterfly on it, and I didn't like that one either, so I was really nervous. I wanted to get the Subculture palette, but after seeing all the reviews, I was just like, I'll wait. But I'm really, really glad that I got this one because I do really like it. It's got this nice like velvet like packaging. It's very, very sleek, but again, this is going to get dirty. Then it's just got the gold writing on it. And it did come with a brush, which, yeah, this is it right here. Just a little brush that they come with in all of them. So I did just try to use this, but this like blending brush is just way too flimsy, so I didn't like it. But I do really like the shadows in here. So I do want to talk a little bit about the matte shades in here. You get Eden, Unity, Spear, Parallel, Saturn, and Lore. Sorry, I'm like reading them backwards on my mirror right here. But I like, oh, and the black shade, Obsidian. So I do really like all the matte shades. I was super impressed at how well they blended out. They blended out so easy. Something though that I have learned like from her shadows is that there's a lot of fallout. I don't feel like there's a lot from this palette. You do still get some fallout, but I don't feel like it's as bad as like my Lorac palettes. Like those have never bothered me. Like I said, yes, there's a lot of fallout, but they perform well. But this I don't feel like has as much fallout as the Lorac palette did, the Lorac Pro 4, the Pro 3, or really any of the Lorac shades. So like I said, I didn't really have any issues. These are very pigmented though, so all I would do is take like a blending brush, like this one right here, and I would just dab it in there once and slowly build up the color. That's what works best for me. I can do my eyeshadow after I've done like the rest of my face if I just do it that way. Now, if you come in and go like this a million times, you do get quite a bit of kick up, but I don't feel like there's any need to go in like that. I think just one dip is enough, like I said, and just build up that color, and then you come back in and blend it out. I really like the matte shades. The only two in here that I'm just kind of a little iffy about is this Spear shade. On my skin tone, it doesn't really show up the best. Like, it's like I'll keep trying to build it up, and build it up. It kind of reminds me of like those in the Lorac Pro 4. I was talking about like those pastel shades. It's like you kept building it up and building it up. It was like a faint hint of color. It wasn't like this gorgeous, like bright, vibrant yellow shade. But if you spritz your brush and build this up, I do still think it looks really pretty, but that's the only one that I felt just wasn't like overly pigmented. And the black here, it's not the blackest black I've ever seen, but I like that because it's really easy to build it up. Sometimes I feel like if you get a really over pigmented black, it's very easy to go overboard. I think that this is very like a very beginner friendly black to use. Now moving on to what she's calling prismatic metals. These I do like, but I definitely think that they benefit from using some kind of spray. Like in the video, I used my e.l.f. spray to use like Throne. I used Pyramid the other day, which I really like, and I like Sphinx as well. But this shade right here, Lucid, is what I have in my inner corners, and I really, really like this shade. It's like got like a duo kind of chrome. These are like a very different. They're not like glitter, like there's a glitter in them, but they're, I feel like packed like really good. Like this shade right here, like as you guys can probably see them turning it, it's like a really pretty duochrome. It looks gorgeous. Like I said, I like it on the inner corner, but I do like it putting it over top of some of these shades. I think it adds like a really unique color to those. All of them, like I said, perform really well. Now the shades like Throne, which I used on my eyes today, and Pyramid, like I said, I definitely feel like I can't, like if I just go in with a plain brush, I don't really get the desired pigmentation that I want. I definitely have to spritz them to get like that intense color payoff like what I have on my lids today. I feel like if I don't spritz them, I just don't get enough color payoff, so that doesn't bother me. But if you're someone who, you don't like to wet your brush, you know, I feel like you definitely have to work with them. Now like this shade right here, which is Ethereal, and Sphinx right here, I don't have that issue with those two. These are very smooth and go on. But I think like the shades like Throne and Dimension and Lucid, they do have a little bit more of like loose glitter in them. So I think that's why it does work better when you spray them. It just like picks up all that color and all that glitter and really packs it onto the lid. And I also think that that really helps with fallout. But overall, I really like these. The last thing that I do want to mention is how long these last on my eyes. I was super impressed because these last so incredibly long on my eyes. And you guys know I have hooded eyes. That's something that's so incredibly important to me, is how long eyeshadows last. Like I love my Lorac eyeshadows. I talk about them all the time about how long they last on my eyes. And these do the exact same thing. I think all the shades, like I said, the matte shades blend so well. Everything overall is really pigmented, except like I said, just these two shades right here were the only ones that I felt like, you know, just needed just a little bit of work. And then again, just spritz your brush on these other like prismatic metal shades is what she's calling them. And I really, really like it. Like I said, I'm really glad that I decided to get this. I might actually go get the Subculture palette and try it out, but like I said, I really liked it. I didn't have an issue with these at all. They were super easy to work with, and I think they have a really nice variety of unique shades in here. You've got gorgeous pops of color, of course your gorgeous gold, and all of that. The only thing that's not in this palette would be like something to set like your eyelid primer down, like a skin tone shade. But again, you could just use like your translucent powder like I did today. I don't know where it's at, but oh, my Cover FX powder. I just used it to set my eyeshadow primer down. But I do like an eyeshadow primer with all of my eyeshadows. I definitely feel like these though, I can't tell a difference blending wise. Like I had eyeshadow on one eye, eyeshadow primer on one eye and not on the other, and I couldn't tell a difference about how they blended, so that's really nice if you're someone who doesn't like an eyeshadow primer. I like these also with like my paint pot, which is like a thicker kind of base. I felt like these shades right here really adhered to those. I like to use like a glitter glue, like my NYX one right here. But again, I have hooded eyes, so if you're someone that doesn't really have to worry about like, you know, that lid color transferring up here like I do, then you might not necessarily need this, but that's why I went in with that extra step. So overall, I am in love with this palette. I really, really like it. I feel like I can't use it enough. And if you guys would like to see another look using this palette, just let me know down below. Maybe something a little more like everyday and not so bold like this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick review and demo. If you guys have any questions about this palette, just let me know down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.